Good morning. So today I wanted to get up here and discuss a case that when I first heard about it, I felt it in my soul literally to talk about. And that is the case of 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson. She died in Mexico on a trip that she went with for her friends. On the East Coast, this topic is trending, is highly talked about. On the West Coast, is highly talked about. The middle of America, I really don't know, but I need to talk about this case. It's heavy on my mind, it's heavy on my spirit, it's heavy on my soul. So let's talk about 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson. So Shanquella Robinson went on a trip with her friends on October 28th of this year, and she died on October 29th. So the first thing I did when I heard about this case was I went to Facebook and I typed in her name and I went to her Facebook page. And this was just for me to get a better understanding of who Shanquella was, her friends and family, who she kept close, and all of that. So I learned that Shanquella was a businesswoman. She was about her business. She got her money by any means necessary. And she was only 25 years old and she was very, very successful. So she had this friend, and this friend was her friend for 5+ years. So this was considered one of her best friends, which is one of the ones who went on the trip with her to Mexico. And his name is Khalil. Shanquella was flawless. Every picture she took was epic. She was beautiful. She was one of the most beautiful people I have ever seen in my life. If you think about going down Summer Walker or SZA, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but y'all know their pages, and you go down their Instagram pages, and this is the pictures they post reminded me so much of Shanquella's pictures. Like, she just reminded me so much of them. Just very peaceful. She was black. She was beautiful. She was flawless. Every picture she took was effortless. You can tell she was of natural beauty, and I really think that is what led her to her destruction. So what makes me so mad about this video is there was 5 other people with her, okay? And I will tell you their names in a few, but these 5 people were never charged with anything. They are out and they are living their best lives. And from what I see, because I do massive research, I'm going down Facebook pages, I'm going down Instagrams, I'm doing all of that. They are living with no regrets. I don't see no regrets on any of them. Khalil, from what I see, is trying to act like he is fazed by the situation. But if you scroll down his page and read his post, you can tell that he's not really that concerned. You can tell that Khalil was never her friend. Okay, and from my sources, and I could be wrong, don't feel free to comment in the comment section below if I am wrong. But I learned that the names of these friends were Khalil Cook, and that was her friend of over 5 years. That was her best friend, and that was the one who kind of did her the worst. And then there was Malik Dreyer, if I'm saying these names right. I will post pictures of these people. Nazir Wiggins is another friend that she went on this trip with, and Winter Donovan and Alyssa Hyatt. And then there was also her attacker, Janae Jackson. Her name kind of speaks for itself. This is the woman who will get into more. We need to talk about Janae, and we'll talk about her later in this video. But these are the 5. So on October 29th, Shanquella's mother received a phone call from the best friend Khalil, and he was telling her that Shanquella is sick from a hangover and she's throwing up, and that's why she haven't returned your calls. In my eyes, he was basically trying to buy time. Shanquella was definitely deceased at this point, so that was definitely a lie. But he called her mother to tell her that basically she drank too much and she's suffering from some kind of hangover. So the mother, not really knowing much, because they went on a trip to Mexico and it was 6 friends, so they're gonna drink. The mother's like, okay, Shanquella, I know my daughter, she might have drank, but she would never have drank so much. So the mother was kind of skeptical, but in efforts and keeping that positive attitude and keeping that, who would ever think, my daughter would drink too much to the point where she died? Who would ever think, especially a woman like Shanquella? She was a businesswoman. She knew her limits. So the mother just told Khalil to keep her updated, let her know what's happening, and please tell Shanquella to call her whenever she gets up. Okay, so Khalil calls back, and it's not Shanquella at this point. This is still Khalil. So that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to fucking 100. Khalil informs Shanquella's mother that Shanquella died from alcohol poisoning. He said that there were 3 ambulances at their villa that they rented in Mexico. And they did what they did, but they could not help Shanquella in that she had passed away from alcohol poisoning. At this point, them fighting was never mentioned. Them, doing what they did to Shanquella, it was never mentioned. They said that she died from alcohol poisoning. So the 5 friends that were left, they literally get on the next flight back to the U.S. They don't want to be in Mexico no more. Mind you, this crime happened in Mexico. This is a red flag. You do not leave without the person you came with, dead or alive. If we go on a trip and something happened to a friend, I'm bringing her body at least back to their mother for some closure. They left Shanquella when she died and came back to the U.S. That right there alone just showed what type of friends those people are. And yes, I said it. You guys are the most worthless friends, especially Khalil, because he was the best friend that I've ever met in any of the true crime cases I watch. Not a lot. I watch a lot of true crime cases. Anyways, Khalil and the rest of the friends took Shanquella's luggage back to her mother's house. So what kind of alarmed me about this was the fact that Khalil took all of the friends to his mother's house to drop Shanquella's luggage off. Why couldn't you have dropped the luggage off by yourself? You were the best friend. Khalil was the best friend. Why couldn't you have took her luggage to yourself? Why? The fact that you took all of your friends there just to drop some luggage off was another red flag to me. A lot of y'all could disagree. A lot of y'all could agree. Regardless, the way I feel will not change. All 5 of them or 4 of them, however many it was, they all went to her mother's house to drop the luggage off. Her mother wanted to talk about what happened, and they all stuck to the same story that Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning. Now, this is where the problem comes in. So the family then learns that they were actually fighting in Mexico. Shanquella amongst her friends. Now, I need to make this clear that they went, of course, if you go to a villa in Mexico, you're going to want to go to the clubs. You're going to want to party. You're going to want to do all of that. So when the fight broke out, people speculated, like, okay, she got into a fight with, some other people in Mexico. No, she got into a fight with her own friends in Mexico. And when they went to drop the luggage off, when they talked to the police, this fight was never mentioned. All of a sudden, we get footage of Shanquella fighting one of the friends that she went to Mexico with, and that was Janae. They were fighting. I have to admit, when I first read the story or heard about it, I was like, okay, well, maybe she got into it with somebody in Mexico, and maybe, I know if I go on a trip with my friends, I'm going to want to see parts of Mexico, that my friends are probably not interested in seeing. So I might go alone. And so I'm thinking that was the situation. And maybe she went somewhere alone and she got severely and viciously beat by, someone she don't know. Because people in other countries, they pry on tourists. So I found out that, here they go. I found out that she was not beaten by someone she didn't know. She was viciously beaten by Janae, her friend. The one who should be incarcerated. Her and Khalil needs to be in jail. She was beat by Dejanay, her friend. And out of all 5 of the friends, I learned that 2 of them were men. Whether they were transgender, and I won't get into that because YouTube will not even let me post this if I get into that. Because when I speak my opinions, I'm going to speak facts. And I'm going to speak on how I truly feel. And I'm not the type of person who gives a fuck about getting, harassed or anything with the gay community. So I just won't get into that. Let's just not even talk about that. 2 of the 5 people were men that she was viciously beaten to death by. So let's go back. They drop off the luggage and all of the friends are stuck on this story that Shanquella has died by alcohol poisoning. That is until the autopsy report comes back. Of course, an autopsy is going to be performed. They found no alcohol in Shanquella's system at all. None. 0. She didn't drink. And if she did not drink above the legal limits, which was enough to put in an autopsy report. So Shanquella was not drunk. She was not. So there are rumors that photos were released, and these photos, I'm sorry about my birds, y'all. I'm so sorry. They do not got no kind of home training at all. Anyways, there were photos that were released, of Shanquella, and they showed that her face and her eyes were swollen, her lip was split open, and that there were knots in her forehead and all over her face. That is the result of multiple people beating her. That is the result of foul play. That is the result that she did not die by alcohol poisoning. Mind you, this is a black woman who died in Mexico. Read between the lines. A black woman dead in Mexico. Y'all can put it together. You can make your own assumptions. I have mine. We won't go past that. Part I hate the most. God, this is the part I fucking hate the most. Authorities in Mexico said that they did not suspect foul play. They didn't suspect foul play. Okay, so this black woman died in Mexico. Cabo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not good with Spanish terms. Cabo, Mexico. You have a woman with a split lip, knots all over her face. You got her eyes are swollen. And she did this to herself, drunk, because she was drunk. Y'all don't suspect foul play? Really? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How is foul play not suspected is the question. So this is the part of the video or of the whole situation that angered me the absolute most. Okay, so then this video emerges. Now, mind you, a video was never mentioned when they were telling the story about everything that happened to Shanquella. So a video emerges, and this video is a video of Dejanay, the friend, beating viciously. She was beating Shanquella viciously, and this is where I kind of feel like Shanquella kinda maybe had been under the influence. Maybe she was drunk. I'm not saying she was wrong for getting drunk because she's with her friends. You're comfortable around your friends. You're in Mexico. Why would you not get drunk? Mexico? Come on now. If I go to Mexico, the first thing I'm doing is getting drunk. So Shanquella is with her friends. She's naked. For some reason, this woman is naked. My only thing that comes to my brain is what happened to get. Why was she naked? Shanquella get completely naked, and it wasn't like naked. Like, okay, I'm gonna have my bra on and maybe my panties on, and I'm about to, do something with this dude. It was naked. Like somebody got her naked. She was butterball naked. She had nothing on. No socks, no bras, no nothing. No panties, no nothing. Why was she that naked in a hotel room with plenty of people? Anyway, she was naked, and her friend Dejanay was beating her viciously, attacking her to the point of no return. In my opinion, it looked like Shanquella was probably drunk at the time, because her friend of 5 years, Khalil, It's heard in the background saying, well, you can at least fight back. Khalil, if you are watching this, like, what? That is your friend. Not only did she say she couldn't fight back. First of all, this is your friend of 5 years. 5 fucking years, bro. This is your friend of 5 years. You're recording while she's getting viciously attacked. And your question to Shanquella is, why are you not fighting back? Well, Shanquella, you can at least fight back. What? What do friends mean these days? If that is your friend, and my thing is, Shanquella did not realize that Khalil, after 5 years, was not her friend. That's not a friend. That's not a friend to nobody. Not only did he was envious towards Shanquella, but if you're that envious towards anybody, you don't need to be a friend. Like, at all. Anybody who trusts this man, lady, is to not be trusted as well. That was wrong. So, Khalil is the one who watched what happened. He's the one who recorded what happened. And he is the one who watched Shanquella take her last breath. Khalil is to not be trusted. I'm going to post a picture of Khalil at the end of this video. I just pray to God that nobody ever becomes friends with this man lady. I just pray to God that nobody ever trusts this man lady. And I'm saying man lady because I stand firm on what I believe in. And if YouTube take this down, then take it down. Shanquella was something that Khalil would never be. Something that he wanted to be, and that is a woman. And he envied her. And no charges have been filed since her death. So before we go on and I get on to Janae's case, I want to share with you guys how I can relate. Okay, so I had a friend, and this friend had been my friend for over 12 years, over 14 years, over 15 years. And it's a female just like myself. And I can count on 10 fingers how many times I have been in Shanquella's place. I've been left outside of the club when I couldn't get in and everybody else could. I've been left at the club when I did get in and everybody else got in and we were all partying and somehow I was just left. I can count on 10 fingers how many times I woke up in situations that I should not have been in. I can relate. I am Shanquella Robinson, 25. I'm 29, and it's just so many times I can relate to having a best friend. I feel like that's why this case has taken a toll on me the way it have, because it's so many times I could have been her. Like, thank God we didn't go out of the country anywhere, and I feel like that's the only reason why Khalil and Janae is not being charged for Shanquella's death. And I pray to God, and I don't care if it's her family watching, I don't care if it's his family watching, I pray to God that Janae and Khalil are charged with at least conspiracy. They need to be charged with something. They deserve it. Like I was saying, I can relate. I am Shanquella Robinson. I am Shanquella Robinson. However you say her name, I am her. I feel her when it comes to friends and being naive and thinking people are really your friends and they're not. It's terrible. I got to admit that it's a terrible feeling. It's really, really sad. Just like I said, I can think of so many situations where let's talk more about Janae, okay? And I think that's how you say her name. If it's not, I'm going to put her picture and everything else about her that I can find on the internet. I'm going to include it at the end of this video, so please make sure you stay to the end. Now, Janae was not her friend. Janae reminds me of an old friend that I've had for over 15 years. Janae. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's whatever. But they just, it's the reason that their names are so similar. Anyways, let's talk about her, because Janae got on some real funny type behavior after her friend Shanquella passed away. The moment I got on Janae's Instagram and saw her post dating back to the day Shanquella died, which was October 29th, I wanted to fucking scream. I wanted to punch my phone screen, because how can people be so numb? How can people be so cold? How can humans be so cold? Dejanay is a cold-hearted, evil person, and she does not deserve to walk this earth as she is doing. She deserves to live the rest of her life in prison along with Khalil. This low-life, hater, envious, devious person got on Instagram and posted a few things to her story. Let's talk about it. First thing that she posted that made me extremely upset was, I'm about to get up here and go live at 3 p.m. and tell my side of the story. Excuse me. Your side? Shanquella is dead. She is never coming back. Her mother have to grieve her loss. Her sisters, her friends, her real friends. Because none of the 5 people that she went on that trip to Mexico cared about her. Especially her best friend, Khalil. This is, oh my God, it makes me so fucking mad, bro. Only because I really can relate. I really can relate. Like I said, I could have been her in so many situations. So I really can relate. This woman did not deserve this. She did not deserve this. And her friends gave it to her. Her friends. So we go to her Instagram, and one of her stories say, my Cash App is blah, blah, blah. Highest bidder gets an exclusive interview. Excuse me, what? What? You knew that if you went out of the country and killed this girl, it would not matter. So you come back to the U.S. where everybody's talking about it because this is where she lived. This is where she was born. She was a United fucking States citizen. And your Instagram story says, highest bidder gets an exclusive interview. Are you fucking serious? You are using this girl's death to gain capital. You cannot be serious. Oh God, it made me so mad. Y'all, it made me so fucking mad. You are trying to gain wealth of killing your friend. What? Another time she posted, obviously she got an interview with somebody. I guess he's a reporter or whatever. You know, news reporters are always on it. So she posted, have an interview with blah blah. He was the highest bidder. Your friend just died and you are bidding on her death. Dejanay, you are going to hell. And I pray that you do. I pray that everything you love, something, I take that back. I was taught, and I taught myself, to never wish negativity upon anybody else. But Dejanay, you do not deserve to prosper. Shanquella's mother, I pray for peace. I pray for forgiveness, because if you don't forgive them, you will forever live with the hate of what they did to your daughter. That is all I know right now. I'm going to be following this story, so whenever I get an update, if they ever go to trial, I just pray that Dejanay and Khalil go to jail and be charged with even conspiracy. Will make me feel like, okay, Shanquella has some kind of justice. This woman needs justice. She deserves justice. Her family, they deserve justice. If they have a GoFundMe, please type in Shanquella Robinson on your page. I'm pretty sure the way that it's trending, it will come up. And if they have a donation place, please go donate. If they have a donation page, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna donate. I would encourage you all to do the same. I wish peace and positivity among her mother, her father, her sisters, her brothers, her aunties, her whole entire family. I'm just so sorry. I am 29. I am not far away from her. I just pray. That's the end of today's video, and we will be back with another true crime case. Maybe next week, because I already have the one I want to talk about. I just want to get it out there. And it's another situation where a young black female was betrayed by her best friends. So I want to talk about it because let me tell y'all, I need to get up here and talk about my situation of betrayals. My situations with the S of betrayal. So, you can't trust everybody. You really just can't. No matter how much they claim to be your friend, you cannot trust everybody. So, drop black hearts for Shanquella Robinson, 25-year-old who died in Mexico. Let's all pray for her. Let's all pray for her family, especially her mother. I can't imagine the pain that her mother has to deal with for the next few years, especially being that nobody was charged. Let's get Khalil and let's get Dejanay, which is like two of the fakest people I know. And it's crazy because I know a fake bitch named Day. I know a fake bitch named Janae. And it's so crazy that her name is Dejanay. If that's not a sign from Jesus, I don't know what is. So anyways, let's get them off the streets. Let's get them tried. Because they should be, especially Dejanay. And it's not much you could do to Khalil, but just to decide that he was the fakest of the fake. I pray for justice. I pray for peace. If I come across a website where they are donating to the family, I just pray that I can post it and help donate to the family. Prayers up for Shanquella Robinson, 25-year-old who died in Mexico, trusting her friends. Let's pray for her. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.